Hi, my name is Rukmini, and this is the third and final part of the series of short talks on resilience. These are produced for the Help Library with an intention to support you through the challenging times that we face in the context of COVID-19. If you have not watched the earlier two parts in this series, I strongly recommend that you do to be able to get a more wholesome understanding of resilience. And at the same time, this short talk is also self-contained in some sense. So hopefully this should also be of value independently as well. In the earlier two talks in this series, we spoke about how resilience is about embracing the cyclicity of life. We spoke also about factors that, when put together, make up holistic well-being. And in this talk, we will bring it together by introducing the idea of presence for resilience. In most instances, when resilience collapses and systems break down, and these systems can be our individual health systems, physical or mental health, or social systems, such as the collapse that we are witnessing right now. Most of these breakdowns are symptomatic of an overdose of one of these two spaces that you see on the screen, being and doing. Think of times when you've had a personal breakdown. If you remember the time just before the breakdown, it's highly likely that you were on an overdrive in terms of too much work or too much conflict or too much avoidance of a relationship that needed attention, and so on. In the process, we absence ourselves from being, from tuning in, from connecting to what is essential. At the same time, if we function only in the being space, we can pretty much only function as a monk, as a hermit who does not engage with the world. And I guess most of us watching this are not quite aiming for that. So we can't really absence ourselves from doing either. And hence the need to learn to dance consciously between these two realms. It's a dance between making conscious choices about what we do, how and why, and at the same time, using some habits and practices and routines that will make us efficient in our day-to-day functioning, and we don't waste time overthinking everything. It's about using our logical mind and our emotional intelligence together. It's about engaging actively with everything and everyone in our world, and at the same time, knowing when to withdraw, when to avoid, to take care of ourselves. And in this dance, we will learn how to balance our energies, eventually leading to a resilient lifestyle. Is this easy? Not necessarily. In order to do this, we may need to make a lot of shifts in the way we operate currently. Is it worth the effort? Certainly. Not only at a personal level, but also because a conscious dance like this impacts everyone around us. We have all experienced how connected we are as a world, given the way the coronavirus has spread. And we can use that same connection to build our collective health. When each person chooses to build resilience, we not only build it for ourselves, but we also build it for the world. And that brings us to the end of this series. And if you wish to work further on building your individual resilience, or if you're an organization looking to build systemic resilience, you can reach out to me on this email ID. Thank you for watching. Take care.